we've had a camcorder for probably three years now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to be filming this year, filming my hunts, all that kind of good shit. Got a GoPro 10, which is actually recording this right now. Which GoPro 10, I freaking love it. Not going to lie. Like, I was walking through the woods with it the other day, scouting, and it's just so nice to actually be able to see yourself when you're talking to it as well. Because it has a camera on the front. I'm like, this is nice.
Oh, that's badass. I never had a GoPro, dude. I feel like I'm missing out.
You are.
I
would not go cheap though. I go the 10. I got a good deal of mine for like $149 at Walmart.
Is that all it costs?
Yeah, brand new.
Oh, I'm an asshole then. I thought they were like super expensive. That's why I was being cheap about it.
No, so I bought the 5. So like this here is the 5. And it's like it's an okay camera. Like if you're running it, like say you're self-filming, if you're doing that as just your second angle, it's a fine camera to do that. But like to record like a full video on it or talk to it, the sound quality is terrible.
Yeah,
it's just not good in that sense. But like I upgrading to the 10, I was like, holy shit, this is nice. This is quite a jump. Like,
yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I was thinking about getting one this year for like bird hunting and stuff.
Yeah,
with the dog and all. Because I'm not gonna be able to like. I mean, I can't shoot straight as it is, so like I need to focus on that. And I don't know if that dog is gonna listen to me. Like she listens pretty good, but like, so I don't have like I can't be bumbling around with a camera. I need to just like, or even like a Tacticam, something just to, like, I just want to get her retrieving. Not even like for social media, just like for me. You know what I mean?
Well, like I've heard like mixed reviews on those Tacticams. Like I've heard people say they're good, but then I also hear people say like they're complete shit. Like I just
there's like two complete ends of this.
Yeah.
Like there is no like they're all right. It's either this is the best thing or
it's
throw in the trash. Yeah.
It's I don't know because Lane, when I was talking to him, I was like, should I go GoPro or DJI? And I brought up Tacticam. He was like, fuck Tacticam. Don't even go that route.
Oh, really?
So like, So I think it's good. Like if it's like, okay, so if you're getting really like, was it Rack Daddies? When they
use Tacticams.
Yeah, they have like 3 different angles though. So they have like one on their bow, they have one in the tree, and then they have like they hunt over a feeder sometimes, and they have one sitting behind the feeder too. So like they have all those different angles of Tacticam. Like
that's pretty cool.
And it seems to work out just fine for them.
Yeah,
so maybe it's
I know my buddy like that I go down and seek a deer hunt with on the Eastern Shore. Nanacoke Outfitters. I know I think he might even like sell. He might be like a what do you call it? Like a vendor for them.
Yeah.
I know he sings their praises all the time, and like his footage on like his duck hunts and stuff look great.
Yeah.
He's very much like sitting in a boat or sitting in a ground blind or whatever, and it's just getting the kill shot on birds. And like it's cool because you can see the pattern of the shotgun, and you'll see the bird crash or whatever.
Yeah.
In my case, you'll see him fly over top of the bird, usually behind the bird. So
yeah, and it's pretty cool to see that stuff. I mean, I'm a huge fan of the GoPro 10 right now. I say that right now until
the first problem.
Yeah, until the first problem comes up.
You screw something up and blame the camera.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, for me at least.
Yeah. So anyway, the camcorder took a shit today. Like I come out here to actually press put the SD card in and make sure it's all set up on the camera arm back here so it records everything. And the damn thing doesn't turn on. I'm like, oh, what the shit's going on here? Like plug it in, says it's charging. I open up the thing that automatically turns on at that point. The green light is on, but the screen is black. I'm like, looks like I got to buy a camera now.
Yep. Yeah, that sucks. And they're always super cheap too. So
so cheap. So well, I found one. I just don't know like if it's always like, is it a reputable site or not? When you're looking at it, it's like it's like $350 for a Canon, and I'm like, do I want to buy that? It's like out of Wisconsin. I'm like, who sets up like if it was out of New York, it'd be a little more sketchy, but like out of Wisconsin, like who's trying to rip you off in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody about camera gear. I don't remember who the hell it was, but they were like a legit photographer. Oh, it was Sam Soholt.
Yes.
I was just talking to him because he was posting all his stuff. He was selling a bunch of stuff. And I was looking at some of it, and I was like, dude, I know that's like a $5,000 camera. You know, I was just
Yes.
we just dropping $5,000 on a camera.
Dude, I don't know how people do that. Like Jake Belinda does that. Like he'll buy new stuff and he'll just go out with it. I'm like,
that guy's so good with a camera, though.
He is.
That's like asking Dale Earnhardt why he drives a nice car. Like, he drives shit out of it. Like, me with a $5,000 camera, I might as well just use my iPhone. Like, it's gonna look exactly the same. They're gonna be blurry. The picture's not gonna be of my chin and not of what I'm taking a picture of. So. I guess that's how it goes. It's like buying a $20,000 shotgun. I can't do that either because I can't.
God, like the what's the? There's a shotgun out there now where I mean it's probably been out there for a while, right? But it's the one that's just automatic where like you just have to press the trigger or like you can you hold the trigger down? Is there one that you can just hold it down pretty much? Is a semi-automatic shotgun?
Yeah, you'll have like a semi-auto like a gas gun. They're awesome. They're not $20,000. You can get one of them for a real nice one for $1,000. But I'm talking about some of these. I've been like shooting a little more like trap and like getting ready. Cause I got a bird dog now. I feel like I should be able to tote and swing a shotgun around a little bit.
Yeah.
Not even if it's a rusty 870. Like I still got to be able to shoot stuff. And I go to some of these things, dude. I'm watching these rich dudes get out of their Teslas with, shotguns that probably cost as much as like I'm making in a year in a machine shop. So
God.
No thanks.
Yeah, I can't fathom spending that much on a shotgun. I mean, I don't even spend that much on my bow. Like I bought just a regular bow from Cabela's. Like it was a Blackout. It's a Blackout brand bow, and it's just like it works. Like I haven't shot anything with it yet. But like
with it, who cares? I'm here to tell you though, if I win the lottery, you're going to see a $20,000 shotgun in this safe. 2 or 3 of them, because I look at them all day long. I just don't have 20 around.
What shotgun is $20,000? Like I never saw a $20,000 shotgun.
Bullshit. Go ahead and Google most expensive shotgun. You'll see some of these like trap shooting shotguns. These guys got $10,000 dumped into these guns.
Jesus Christ,
like, dude, your stuff costs as much as my 4Runner does. Like,
that's hunting has gotten so expensive. Like this is gonna be in the podcast, so it's whatever. But
are we recording? Like,
Oh yeah, we record everything.
Oh yeah,
we record everything.
Yeah, so watch what you say.
But
sorry, Tacticam.
We don't have sponsors, Ed, so it's okay. We don't hurt anyone's feelings.
No,
we just hurt people who I guess have a deep passion for these brands. Like if someone has like a deep passion for Tacticam, I'm sure we'll get hate messages from them. Or like it's
like a them problem. Like
yes,
unless they're the owner of Tacticam, then it's just kind of like they're not gonna listen to 3 knuckleheads talk about it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But like hunting has got like so expensive that I see people like mortgage, like take a second mortgage out sometimes, like on like they buy the newest stuff. Like we had Phil on from Kinsey's, and he got into it 3 years ago. And he bought Sitka, he bought the newest bow, he bought all this stuff getting into it. And I'm like, Jesus, like
getting into it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I got a whole safe full of expensive shit for hunting and Sitka camo. So but I feel like I've earned it. I've been in it for 10 years, so I can run all my credit cards up on
right
clothes that I'm the only one that's ever going to see me wear unless it's in a hunting picture that I put.
It's your own personal credit card. It's not you and your wife's credit card, right? It's just your own, so you see it. She doesn't.
All coffee sales, hon. It's definitely not any of our family money.
Yep. Oh man, I love that. So, Ed, before we get into it, you were I forget what episode you were on, but I think it was before 100. I want to say
it was a while ago. Yeah, it was. It's probably like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, it was a coon's age ago, some may say, down south. But Ed, introduce yourself to the listeners, who you are, what your business is, and a little synopsis about yourself with hunting.
Oh God, put me on the spot. Yeah, man. We oh, sorry, I don't know if you can hear that. My wife's getting emails on her laptop here.
Nope, we don't hear a thing.
Yeah, man. We are Our Grounds Coffee Company. My wife and I started it, I guess, 2 years ago, and really got after it the last year. We kind of renovated our whole basement here, as you can kind of see behind us, and just burning beans and chasing whitetails around.
burning bees and chasing tail. I like that. I like that. But I mean, you're not just like. I want to get into the coffee side of things because I don't think we really covered that on the last episode you were on. Because like there's a difference between like your coffee and Folgers, or like your coffee and even other brands. You know, like you can buy just over the counter, like in a grocery store, and Giant and Wise and all that kind of stuff. But like before we get into that, like talk about that process of starting from the ground up. Like because the last year, like you said, like you really have dove into it.
Yeah.
And it's like you're doing everything yourself. Like that's the crazy part. Like you're doing everything. Like you're roasting it. I don't know the correct terminology, but I hope I don't fuck it up. You know, you're roasting it. You're grinding the beans. I don't know. I don't know where else to go with that.
We do kind of everything except for like grow the plant itself.
Yeah.
You know, and really, if I made enough money, I would for sure go retire in Costa Rica and have a coffee farm. Like, without doubt. Come back here for the whitetail season or elk season, whatever, and then go back to Costa Rica and pick coffee beans all day.
Yep. So what was that like making that switch? Because I know when you lost the roaster, right? You lost the person who roasts your stuff.
Yeah. So So I can kind of run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our first year, I co-roasted through a roaster out of in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I was taking all of our product, like my beans and stuff. I would take them to this facility. They'd co-roast it with me or roast it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Give it back to me, and then I would bring it home and I would do all the packaging myself. I would, buy the bags, order labels, stamps, package it, ship it out. And this was all out of just my basement, like my finished basement.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy went out of business, and I had a bunch of orders. So I had to return a bunch of money. I shouldn't say a bunch of money, but a bunch of money at that time. Like we were at our biggest point, and the carpet kind of got pulled out from underneath of us with this guy going out of business. And I'm not like, this is my first like real legitimate business.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kind of like figured out. And this side of the basement that's finished now was unfinished. It was just like concrete basement. It was just full of shit from like the time I was 12 years old to now. Like my whole childhood and just bullshit was down here. And then I said, I was like, well, I mean, fuck it. Let's just buy a roaster and put it in the basement. She's like, you can't do that. So then I'm like, seeing if I can actually do that. And it's just working through the whole process. And I think that's like the cool part of, I don't want to say entrepreneurship, because I just think the term has just gotten so beaten up by in TikTok bios. Like everybody's an entrepreneur because sell lemonade on the corner now. Like, so I hesitate to call myself that. But just as like a business owner in general, that's the part of it, is it's like you always got to like adapt and move. And it's the hard part, and it's kind of the part that like you're either going to be able to do this thing or you're not. Mm-hmm. It really comes down like, are you going to quit or are you not going to quit? And it's really that simple. And it's a lot harder than that. But so I bought all this shit. I maxed out our credit cards on mainly this roaster here.
Yep.
I bought grinders at secondhand from people going out of business and rebuilt them and put new burr grinders in there and kind of rebuilt everything, and bought sealers, ran up all this debt. And I said, like, look, babe, I'm going to pay all this off. Like, these people want coffee. And then nobody bought coffee. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, fuck, I guess I'll just work a little overtime and try to pay the credit cards off. And I don't want to say it happened overnight, but it kind of feels like it did. Because it's really only been a year. I don't have a $20,000 shotgun yet, but maybe in a couple of years, we'll grind
up to it,
and it'll turn into something for us.
Yeah. So I don't know, and I'm sure some of the listeners don't know, but what's a roaster? Like, what does that actually do?
Oh, it's basically just a big you ever see like somebody roast peanuts?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Big barrel. That's basically all it is. You got this big barrel on this, and it's on a chain and an axle, and it just turns, and it's got a heating element underneath of it. This is an electric one. There's propane. I wanted to do propane. Yeah. But I didn't, honestly, I was afraid to blow my house up. Like,
Valid.
That's fair.
Valid.
you know what I'm saying? I have people here that I can't afford to blow up.
Yes.
So this is an electric roaster, and luckily for me, like my dad's been a carpenter forever. My brother's been a carpenter, and I'm handy enough. And we just, him and I, refinished this basement. Really in, I don't know, in like 2 months. Wow. We had to put it together because I ordered the machine. I guess probably 2 or 3. How long did it take? It took like 4 months to get here. So I probably had 4 months to get it delivered. It actually got delivered on my daughter's birthday. Like, we had a ton of people here, and I'm like standing around, looking around the corner, waiting for this giant crate to get here. And it actually came the next day after. But yeah, man. So we just kind of hit the ground running. I just like Googled it.
Yeah.
People really like to glorify their businesses and like how hard it was to start. It really wasn't that hard. You just got to have a set of balls and a cart. Like, you know what I mean? And I kind of looked at it like, whatever. It's like going on a real expensive hunt one time.
It is. So this is one question I've wanted to ask a lot of people of recently. And it's for most people that have businesses. It's like, how is business? Like, honestly, like, how is business? Like, because you see social media, right? You see like all this stuff going on. Like, you have people blowing up and you have people that are kind of staying stagnant. Like, in comparison to social media, how does business compare to that?
It's not anything like it.
Okay. All right.
Anything like it. People would think, I mean, we haven't blown up,
right,
by any stretch of the mean. I think people think we may have.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's just like people looking at Instagram and not seeing me stress over like, all right, I got a couple $1,000s worth of beans. Like, I need to make sure that money's there. Like, we're not fluid like that yet. It's not. It's still like, I'm never really worrying, but it's like, I could screw this up. Like, I could do one dumb thing.
Yeah.
Like leave my bag of coffee underneath your truck.
Yeah. Dude, it's shit like that.
He did. I wasn't even thinking about it because I was like, I got it, because I get a bag every month, so I just automatic keep it coming, right? And the one I said, I got an email saying, "Hey, thanks for your order." I said, "All right, cool. It's been shipped or something." Like, I'm like, "All right, I'll expect it in a few days, no big deal." And then I was like, "Man, I think it's been a little longer than usual about this. I'm not really sure." And then you messaged me, he's like, "Dude, I am so sorry." He goes, I found your bag of coffee underneath the driver's seat in your truck.
Yeah.
I was like, it's fine.
It is, dude. It's so funny. It's like, that's the stressful shit for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not even the, like, we got, I'm not going to twist, like, all this shit's paid off. Like, the business has paid itself off. It's doing well enough to, like, it's making some money, but I could definitely screw this thing up. Like,
we all could,
one real irresponsible like trip to a Sitka store, and I could really screw this thing up. Like,
Sitka has its own store.
I think they do, actually. I think I saw they opened one up, not anywhere near me. I think it's probably in like Bozeman.
That'd be dangerous, I'm sure, if it was close to you, right?
Oh yeah.
I've gotten way better at that. Like, there was a point where I was like, every check, I was like, well, I'm gonna buy something for hunting, and then I break it down. And look, I'm like, all right, well, I got out 15 times last year, and I spent $6,000. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what are you doing? And then really, I'm noticing it because I'm like, I'll buy a piece of equipment, and then I got to like move hunting shit out of the way to get the equipment down here. And I'm just like, why do I have this? Yeah. So I went on like a huge rip of selling stuff. It was like I get messages from people like, dude, are you giving it up? Are you done hunting? And I'm like, nah.
Well, I messaged you when you were selling that stuff. I was like, dude, you need something? Like, you need some camo?
Oh, dude, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You got me that sweatshirt. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What brand is that?
Habit.
To have, yeah.
Habit, yeah.
Dude, I love that thing. I wear it all the time, like while in the winter. I was wearing it all the time.
Too hot for that shit right now.
Yeah.
Today was so hot. It was such a kick in the ass.
Dude, I don't know. I slept all day. When now?
Yeah, you're right. What time do you go to work at?
I'll leave around 10 o'clock, a little after 10.
Yep.
I'll go to work 11 to 7.
Yep.
Podcast days, I sleep all day, wake up, about when the wife gets home so we can eat dinner together, and then
That's cool at least.
and then I leave.
Yep.
And I leave.
And then I leave.
So that when you were selling all that stuff, like in your mind, like you were still wanting to hunt, you still want to do all that, but like your main goal was to get this business pretty much paying for itself.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
my main goal was to not get a divorce because I just put 10 grand on my credit card, and I need
that would.
So
Yeah.
that was very much like probably. I don't want to say it was my number one priority, but it was pretty close to the top. Like,
I mean, she's understanding, right? Like it's like, come on, like it's hunting.
well, I think the way she kind of looked at it was like, I mean, it could have just been hunting shit. Like,
Yeah.
I did that before too. Like, you know, like, I'm also like, I'm very much like not afraid of the risk. I think that's super important to like doing anything like, business wise. But I think that's just like me being a pretty optimistic guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really have, I don't want to say I don't have bad days. We all have bad, shitty days. But like, God, I really don't have that many of them. Like, even when like the business is shit, like I had a pretty shit day today, to be honest with you. Like, not selling anything. And then just, I got 25 orders behind me that I got to get up at 3 a.m. and pack tomorrow to get them in the mail. One of them being your coffee. And and it's just like been stressful lately because because I don't do everything in house. I wish I could like printing labels and shit like that. It's dealing with the other companies that supply my stuff that really kind of screwed me a little bit. You know what I mean? But I think that's part of like just having that, I'm gonna say it again, like that entrepreneurial like bone. I'm really not afraid to screw up. Yeah. Like, even if all of our followers, if tomorrow I posted we were going out of business because I couldn't do it, like, God, it really wouldn't beat me up that bad. Like, I'd be upset because I really want this to work and I want this to actually be my full-time gig. But at the end of the day, like, I'm fine. Yeah. I'm gonna get my bird dog out this year. Like, my kids are all super healthy. Like, I'm blessed for that. My marriage is good. Like, there's other people that have way bigger problems than this coffee business or me having to work some overtime to pay off some debt. Like, it's really, people just are so afraid of that risk. And I think it's a big part of it is like, just people are afraid of other people's opinions.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, I don't want to sit here and act like I'm above other people's opinion, but I have a group of people that I really care about their opinion, but they're usually going to tell me I'm fucking up before I'm fucking up. Yeah. Yep. That makes any sense. Yeah, absolutely. I don't care what user 1234 I love Coca-Cola says. Like, I don't care at all. Like, you can call me whatever. But like, if my small group of people tell me, like, dude, what are you doing? You're fucking up. Like, that means a lot more to me than anything on the internet is gonna really do. You know?
I truly think that, I mean, I've had a conversation like today with a guy who actually was one of our previous guests, Kyle Allen, about because I shared something about drones in Pennsylvania. Like, you know, recovering with drones and scouting with drones is kind of BS. It's getting away from all the hunting and the true woodsmanship. And he replied back, like, it was a great conversation him and I had, but we got to the conversation of like, social media is kind of like giving you that false sense of everything. You know, it's like, you know, you base everything on followers or, you know, what do these followers think of me when I'm posting this stuff? Like, I'm sure all of us are guilty of that at one point, like posting something and like you're hoping to like get all these likes and comments and shares and all this kind of stuff. And like, you don't, it's like you get depressed after. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why do I care about what, like you said, about what this person says about or thinks or likes it? Like, do this stuff because you like it. Like, that's what I've been doing recently, like making videos because I think they look fucking cool. Like, if I like what I post, that's all that fucking matters. Like, not Joe Schmo out there. Like,
I mean, just this weekend, like, it's that time of year now where I am constantly seeing people post on their stories these beautiful buck. I mean, gorgeous. Oh my God. And then I'm over here with this tiny questionable 6-point, posting it. I'm happy shit. I didn't care. I thought it was cool. It was the first legal buck, I think, that I got on camera this calendar year.
Yeah.
Like, done. I was happy. I didn't care if people said anything or whatever. I was like, boom, I got one on camera. I'm happy as shit. And if he comes around and I can actually see the third point, send it.
Like when Ethan sent that picture to me when I was driving home after checking my cameras. I was like, no, I said send it.
Yes.
And I like giggled a little bit because I knew you would send it.
I would totally send it.
And I would probably send it to.
I'm not above that at all. Like,
I have no pride. I'll send it. I don't care.
But like, I can judge Ethan on that because Ethan's my best friend, right? Like, I can judge him so harshly on that.
And he does.
but someone who doesn't know Ethan at all has no right to judge him because he's not. And even me as his friend, like, I don't even have like necessarily that right to judge you for it. It's just it's what true friends do. They bust each other's balls, and then say, "Yeah, you probably should let the one grow a little bit. You should probably throw the one back." You know,
just throw it back in the back. But at the same time, I know if I shoot it, and if you were in the area and I called you up, you'd be there in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah,
checking it out, dragging it out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, like, because the first time I met you guys, I had an 8-point in the back of my truck.
You did.
Yes, you did. You brought it over.
Right? That was your pocket. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. And on my way up, I had like the smallest second of a thought, like, I mean, it's a decent deer, but it's not like a hammer. And like, these guys have a hunting podcast. Like maybe I just won't tell them it's in the back of the truck. And then I was like driving up, like, what the fuck am I talking about? They're gonna think it's awesome that I'm driving up here with an 8-point in the back of the truck. And it wasn't a bad deer. It was actually the last deer I killed, to be honest with you. It's been that long. But that's
2 years.
That's just been like hustling coffee, not sitting in a tree stand. Unfortunately.
Yeah. You know, but I mean that's
the thing to do that more. And I fucking not even anywhere near the woods.
Yeah, but that's something you sometimes have to like take those risks, right? Like you have to choose which one is more important at the time. Like I'm sure you could have probably sat a lot more than the 15 times you were out or whatever times you were out. Like, but the business comes first, and that you're trying to make that a full-time gig.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't do that if you're in the woods for 30 plus sits.
No, and I mean this is this thing's at a point now where like it's not a side business for me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like in my head, I'm a full-time coffee roaster and I'm a part-time machinist.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, in my head, that's how it works. Because even when I'm at work, I'm thinking about this room right here and how to get this content and get this coffee to the fucking whole world. You know what I mean? Like, not just, my 700 followers on Instagram or whatever. Like, I want the whole world to see this coffee and try this coffee. And, give me feedback on the coffee. Is it good? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
Yeah.
I like it. It's pretty good.
I hope.
I drink it literally every day.
Say it with your chest.
I love it.
There you go.
I hope you do, because I take your money every month. No,
yes, you do.
It's like, I don't care if you like it. Just give me your money.
Give me your money.
Don't cancel your subscription. Okay, my family depends on it.
Yes. You're welcome for lunch today.
I feel like you should do like just like a funny gig, like a funny like infomercial, like a Sarah McLachlan type thing, where like you need the coffee business so like you can feed your family. Like,
just sad music in the background.
Dude, I think of all that kind of shit, and I hate social media so much. And for a guy who spends a ridiculous amount of time on it, it's just the part of the business that I hate more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is very fun. I think talking to people about coffee is very fun. I think putting my phone in a ring light and making a video is like fucking torture.
Yeah.
I hate it. But with a passion. It would be the first thing I sold or like hired somebody to do.
Yeah.
Is social media. And I know that's hard because it's like, I don't want to say I'm the brand, but like, my face is kind of the brand. You know what I mean? And I don't want it to be that way. I want like the coffee to be the brand.
Yeah.
And I want to hire content creators to create content. So I can roast coffee, be a dork down here, slurp it off my little cupping spoon, and dropping in a refractometer and all that lame shit. That's you know what I mean? I want to talk about like ratios, like how much coffee to water ratios are we doing, and the grind size, and are we using an AirPress, are we using a Chemex, are we using a jet boil? I want to do. I don't want to fucking post it on Instagram. Like,
well, so that's actually a good little question I have then. So like, and I don't want to take this the wrong way. Like, then why? Why do the social media like what you're doing right now, like the way you're doing it right now? Like, why do it that way, and why not just do it like what you're just talking about? Because I think people can, like, when we first started social media, like it was always like, you know, the you got to follow the trend, kind of, right? Like I'm sure that you're the same way, trying to follow the trend of what people are doing, and it's like sometimes just being your true self and what you like to do with social media and like doing the videos you like sometimes is more beneficial than trying to fit into like a niche. Like if you want to talk about coffee, if you want to post pictures of coffee, post pictures of the coffee. Like if you want to do like if you want to do those weird ass slurp videos, like you go right ahead, do that. do them. Like I think it'd be cool to do that. Like it'd be a different side. Like you don't see any other coffee company doing. I mean, I'm sure there's roasteries and stuff like that doing that stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's more unique and more truly you than what you're doing now.
Yeah. No, and it probably is. And hearing you say that out loud makes me think you're right. Like, why am I chasing this dragon I don't want to chase?
Yeah.
It's just, man, I don't know, man. I just fucking hate it.
Yeah. No,
you know what I mean?
That's fair.
And I think I overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you guys are much better at social media than I am. Like,
we can buy.
Hey, how long did it take me to link them headphones up that aren't in office right now? Right? They're not working. So like it was happening and I was like, fuck it, cancel the podcast. I'm done. Like, I'm over it. I'm gonna go look at trail cam pictures. I'm out of here. Like
but I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things that I don't know. I hate it too personally, like, but also I enjoy it because I found my like this passion for like making videos and doing all that kind of stuff, like putting things together, like what I like to put it together and putting it out there. Like I don't know, it's just fun to me to be like, I'm not good at drawing, I'm not good at, you know, other things that involve being artistic, but I like to make videos and do audio stuff and do all that. Like that's what I get off to, like with this stuff.
Yeah.
Just get off.
Such a weird way to say
I didn't want that.
That was a weird way to say it. Why did I say it like that?
You said it, you were just like, we're gonna take the temperature of this. We're gonna see where this goes.
I had to look at Ethan to see what his reaction was when I said it.
As soon as you said it, I was like, yep, we're going there.
Yep, we went there. Can't take that back.
Can't take that one back. I might need I need some drink now. My goodness.
But all right, so let's talk about that. So when you sold that stuff, you know, and you started the business, you know, this year, you bought everything, you got everything set up, you weren't selling right away. So like, what was that? How long did it take before all of a sudden you started selling stuff?
Probably like 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Like before I really like picked up some momentum.
Yeah.
Because really, I mean, I only had the roaster for a year.
Okay.
Sorry if you can you hear them dogs?
A little bit, but it's okay.
Those dogs are clapping off. I don't know what's happening upstairs. What were we talking about? My bad. It caught me completely off guard.
3 to 4 months before things.
Oh, right.
Ethan got it.
Yeah, I got you.
So it really took like 3 or 4 months before it was like, and it was really kind of like jumping into wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really want e-commerce to work because I think the wholesale stuff can be boring.
Yeah.
But like the wholesale stuff completely elevated.
Okay.
And it was my main driving focus for like probably 8 months. Was just picking up restaurants, picking up catering companies, offices, all that kind of stuff. Because that's really what like moves the needle and pays our bills.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives me a little bit of capital to put that into social media and like e-commerce. Because ideally I would like to be e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
I think the internet is so powerful. And if you can just figure out how to channel a social media page. I mean, you see what guys do all the time. Like I'm buddies with the OKS Hunter guys, and like they crush it online. I just think they're so good at it. And like Eric is so good at the social media side, and Tyler is so good at the business side. And like, I just see how they can take advantage of the marketplace. And I want to do the exact same thing as them. And they don't even really have a product. They just have a brand that people really like. And it's just, they're super nice guys and they're super likable guys.
Yeah.
So I really want to go that way because I mean, businesses go out of business all the time.
Yep.
There's always somebody throwing a cheaper coffee bean at them.
Yep.
Than I'm doing. But I like that personal relationship.
Yeah.
With like the chefs of the kitchen. Like, and there's perks to being friends with your local restaurants. Yeah. Like,
oh, sure. Yeah.
It's cool having that local like hometown, because I'm still in my hometown. Like, this is where I grew up. I grew up in this house. Like, this is very much my home. And it's cool, like knowing the chef of that restaurant. Like, it's kind of cool when I like go sit down at a table with friends and the chef comes out. Like, it's just kind of the neat. It makes you feel more important than you really are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But that part of it's cool. I like meeting people. I like talking to people, and I really like doing podcasts.
Yeah.
Like, I think you guys have huge balls for doing podcasts. I think about it all the time, and then I'm like, I have nothing to talk about. Like, you guys are so good at just like carrying a conversation, and I have so much going on in my head that I can't even like. But I mean, the dog barked, and I completely. Yeah,
I had to get you back on track there.
Right. It's like somebody cut the microwave on and frayed my brain. Like, it just doesn't work. My head's going too many different ways.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And you guys have that, the entrepreneurial spirit or whatever. Like, you started a podcast from nothing. You made the most awkward thing in the world for me would be putting out a podcast and nobody listening to it. And I don't know why that's so awkward to me, but I can just like envision the 15 people that I know that would listen to it and then making fun of me the whole time while it was going on.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure like you guys went through that stage, and now you have like this big following, and you had some like real legit people on, not just like some dude slinging coffee beans out of his basement, but like NFL players and these professional photographers and stuff. Like, that's super cool, and it's really cool to like see your guys' journey. Especially, I mean, I've known you guys for what, like 2 years. And where you started then and to where you are now, like, you guys didn't have those awesome mics when I was there. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't know. We didn't.
We had did we have them? No, you were holding it.
I was
holding it, but we had like these. Yeah.
You had like a single GoPro or something up in the corner.
Yep. It was in that corner over there.
Yep.
And like, not shitting on you, but like the audio didn't match up perfect with the video when the thing came out. And I'm sure you guys fought with it for 4 days before you were finally like, fuck it, just put it up there. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, I think I think it was maybe an hour.
Yeah. And then but like your quality stuff now, like I listen almost every week, and like it's just it's completely elevated. You know what I mean? And that was just 2 years of progress. So what's it gonna look like in 4 years or 5 years or 10 years? Like, I mean, I really like seeing something like my business or what you guys are doing start somewhere, and like I see the awkward videos of me when I started the business, like trying to sell coffee in my basement on like our old kitchen table. Like, I thought that was cool. And now like set up down here with all this stuff, it's cool to just see the progress and the little wins of stacking days, day after day after day to I mean, eventually, I don't know, world domination or whatever the hell we're looking for.
Well, I think also like when you start doing everything yourself, like when you like before you had someone else making a coffee for you, you would just bag it up or grind it up and then send it out. Like, you get the orders, like you'd be kind of like that middleman kind of, right?
Yeah,
the middleman of it. And now it's like you're like I said at the very beginning, you're doing everything yourself. So like you're doing it all yourself, which probably feels 10 times more rewarding than before when you were selling it on your kitchen table.
Yeah. And I say by myself, I'm most definitely not doing this by myself.
Right.
I can't even write a fucking email. Like, my wife does so much on the backside of this thing. She just doesn't make videos. You know what I mean? Which is, I hate it too. So I can't make her do it. But like, she does all of our like website stuff and all the shit that I just don't know how to do. Like, I know how to roast coffee. I know how to like operate a business.
Yep.
Sort of like enough to not run out of money and not know what to do. Like, and I'm resourceful. Like I can figure shit out.
Right.
But my wife very much is a huge help. Like she was down here, she packaged, I don't know, 100 bags of coffee today for a private label deal. So like she's hustling too. She's just not showing it off that she's up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, roasting beans. Like,
so, I'll be at lunch at work, and I'll get on Instagram.
Maybe I'll start calling you in the morning. Like, hey man, how you doing? Like,
hey, I got my lunch break starts at 4 a.m. So I know you're awake because I'll be like, the hell's he doing up?
It's funny you say that because you really are the only person in the story, other than the guys that go to the same job I have. Like you're the only guy in there that I see. I'm like, God, he's up burning that. Guy's up early grinding. Like,
yep. I'm at lunch, and you're you're basically starting your day off, and I'm eating lunch at 4 o'clock.
Well, is it that he's up early or is he up late?
Ooh. He's up all the time.
I'm up all the time.
He is pretty much up all the time.
Why do you think I drink so much coffee?
Yeah. I did that third shift thing for a little while, and I hated it. I have to cover it every once in a while now, and I don't know how anybody does it.
No.
Yeah, I'm ready for a day shift, but they don't have a spot open, so
get comfortable, I guess.
Get comfortable. I got a routine down at least, at home, so I'd say that's the good part about it. But once any first shift spot opens up, man, I'm jumping on that right away.
Yeah.
So, any big things because I want to talk a little bit of hunting here, obviously too.
Yeah.
But any big things coming with Our Grounds Company? Anything new coming out
that you're allowed to talk about?
You want to talk about?
Yeah. So I don't know how I'm going to do this yet.
Okay. I love brainstorming things, so let's go.
I want to set up some kind of charity thing.
Okay.
So I signed up to do an Ironman.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's okay.
I'm not an Ironman. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in decent shape. I was fairly athletic, but like, I'm not a very good swimmer. I haven't ridden a bike since I got a car, and running has basically been a punishment my entire life. Like, it was go run hills. You didn't run that ball out. Go take a lap. Run poles. Like, so I hate it more than anything in the world, and that's kind of why I signed up to do this thing. Okay. And I want to figure out a way to like document the whole thing, because like I'm not in shape. I'm in decent shape. I'm not starting from 300 pounds, but like I'm in decent shape. And I'm trying to figure out how to bring it into the business and like do some kind of charity for my brother had spina bifida growing up. So like his legs didn't work. So like I'm lucky enough to be able to do an Ironman. There's lots of people I'm sure would kill to do an Ironman and they can't. Yeah. But I'm also like terrified of it's a half Ironman. So let's not get crazy, but it's a 1.25 mile swim, like open water swim. 60 miles on a bike, and then 13.2 mile run. So I'm trying to figure out how to like document this whole thing and put some kind of like nonprofit charity thing together for spina bifida, and like maybe pull back the donations to some like these outdoor companies that I'm doing, or these outdoor brands or conservation groups, and kind of gear it towards the spina bifida thing, just because it's like important to me.
Yeah.
Super important to me my whole life. Like, so I'm trying to figure that out. So that'll be coming soon. I just don't know what I'm going to call it or like announce it as. But I'm trying to figure it out. So that's kind of big. I'm not really doing any new like big roasts this year. We have this big coffee festival coming up in October.
I saw that.
Philly. Yep. And that's consuming a lot of time because we don't like serve coffee or like do live coffee.
Yeah.
So that'll be like a big first for us, like setting up a booth. There'll be thousands of people there. Like you guys do the trade show thing. I've never done a trade show. And then we're kind of looking for a spot to move everything to, like out of my house.
That's awesome.
Which is big.
That's huge.
Yeah, because this is it's just too tight down here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So yeah, we got some stuff going on. It's mainly like behind the scenes, like trying to figure some shit out.
Right.
I really want to do a coffee shop. So like that'll probably be in the next like year or two. I'm hoping I can figure out a way to do that.
You're in a good area for it. I mean, down near Philly like that, you're in a great area for the coffee shop.
Yeah, I've been fascinated with these. I never really see them up here. Like down south, they have them. They're like literally just coffee shacks.
Okay.
Dude, a lot of times it's like a shed from Home Depot
that
people put their coffee equipment in, put a driveway around the back side of it. It's just a drive-through coffee shop.
Yep.
Like the Dunkin' Donuts to go thing, like where you can't go inside. It's kind of similar to that. So I've been kicking that idea around, like looking into, state regulations and health code. Like that opens a whole nother side of the business that I don't know anything about, but I kind of love that part of it. Like the figuring it out part.
Yeah.
Like the execution part of it. So we got
one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they have one of those right outside of Mount Joy.
Yeah, there's one down in I think near Blue Ball too.
So I think there's a truck dealership. I don't know if it's that parking lot. You know,
it's a trailer. It's
a little trailer,
truck,
and they just is it food? I thought,
well, it's a food truck, but it's a trailer. Yeah.
Yeah, and then people just drive up and they get. I think it's coffee, right?
Yeah, it's coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So something along those lines. I really just want to take this thing full time. If I'm being totally honest with you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I really just want to wake up at 3 o'clock and do coffee and not have to go to another job for 8 or 10 hours.
So here's one thing you could look at. My father-in-law does barbecue for a living, pretty much, and he does it at a farmer's market that's open.
Yeah,
open. What is it? I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when it's open.
Yeah,
he has a stand inside. Not like it gets busy as hell in there, and they have those coffee shop things. Like they have like people set up for coffee and they grind the beans and everything, but it's not like their own brand coffee, but it's like something like exactly what you're looking at. Yeah.
I sell to like 4 or 5 people that have like a coffee, like the Sipsters is the big one near us. Like they have it's just basically a coffee cart that they go to Little League events and a bunch of shit. Sorry guys. Go to a bunch of just events and live events and serve our coffee. I want to make coffee for people. Like, I'm lonely down here. Like, I'm down in this basement by myself all the time.
Yeah,
talking to the wall or listening to a podcast or listening to a book. And I want the interaction with customers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see their face when I give them a latte. Like, I want that part of it.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of our next move. Hopefully, our next move is something along those lines.
Yeah, I have a name for you for the mission thing.
What do you got?
Oh, you want it right now? Do you want it now, or do you want it after the podcast? Do you want it? It's not. It's pretty simple, actually.
I don't want to hype it up and then you put it out there and maybe like, wow, that's great. No, it's kidding.
If you hate it, you just say that's
don't go with
stupid.
It.
Yeah. No, tell me after the podcast.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you after the podcast. Okay. So that's pretty much what you got going on then. That's what you have planned right now.
Yeah.
That's still pretty big stuff. Like that's not little shit. Like that's pretty big stuff to find your own place to make coffee and sell it too. Like that's big.
Yeah, it's way bigger than just like coming out with a roast. I can come out with a new roast tomorrow if I really want to.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost me that much to do. Artwork's probably the most expensive part. Like I can figure that out. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out the scalability part. The scalability part is the hard part about like coming out with new roasts and stuff all the time. These companies that have 25 roasts, they have such huge, capital already built up. So they can go buy $7,000 worth of this bean. Yep. They know that they're going to sell it in a month, 2 months. You know what I mean? Versus like if I go buy that, it's like it's tight. You know what I mean? Until it gets picked up, until it gets run with. And each one, I mean, I have 3 now, and they took a while to come out, but it's for that reason. I need to make sure it gets in the market and people are buying it, and they come back to buy it again and again and again. Because most of my income is from reoccurring customers. Yeah. I mean, I usually get a hold of a customer, and luckily I've had good like retention. You know, they come back and buy again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ethan over here.
Yeah, I got lucky with that one.
Yeah, bought me a new car. No, I'm just kidding.
Doing it. Well, let's see. It's been a year at least.
Yeah.
Just every month. And I was like, yeah, I'm picked because I used to get what was it, two bags a month.
Yeah, and then you were like,
And
dude,
then I was like,
I'm
I'm drinking coffee every day, going to work and everything. And I was like, I have extra bags, and this is not. I'm going to run out of cabinet space if I keep this up. And I was like, can we lower this to one a month, please?
Yeah, I have a bunch of people like that. I got a cousin of mine. He's like my best friend, and I know he's got 50 bags at his house. Like he's got to. His like thing is like every 2 weeks he's getting more coffee, and I know he's coming over here and picking coffee up all the time. But I mean, he's my best friend. He's never gonna say like, "Yeah, dude, I don't want all this shit anymore." Like, and I mean, worst case is he gives it to people. I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's just like that kind of love, like just people showing love, and it's awesome to see, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That always nice to have people show their love for whatever it is.
Yeah,
right?
My little brother the same way. My little brother, I would give my cousin and my little brother free coffee whenever they wanted. Like, it doesn't cost me that much to make. Like, they're my best friends. Like, you don't have to do this. I went down to my little brother's house. He had like 10 bags in his cabinet. I'm like, do you want me to like pause your subscription? He says, nah, it's fine. Just pile it up. I'm like, dude,
just pile it up.
Yeah, I think I got 3. I got 3 or 4 bags in the cabinet at all times. It works. Like one will come, like the one you said you're going to be shipping out tomorrow. I'll have that one come, and then I'll actually finish one. So it's just a constant rotation at this point.
Reoccurring, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it ends up perfect. You know what I do miss though? Those nice little personalized notes.
Those little handwritten notes.
You sent a few of those.
That is such like here's like the perfect like me being unorganized thing. Those little notes were on note cards. They weren't anything special. I would just stamp my thing on it and I'd write on it. I think people really appreciated them. Yep. And then one day I ran out of those note cards and I fucking never went back to Staples to get more. Like I keep looking. It's the only reason that people don't get them anymore.
You know what? We're gonna send you some note cards.
No, I'm gonna make a note right now.
No, don't even worry about it, Ed. We're sending you note cards.
So that way I can open my pack every month. I'm like, I pull the bag out and I'm like, all right, cool. And I always look in just
looking around.
I'm like, oh man, there isn't any this time. All right, well,
I'm for cigarettes. Like it's just like, nah, not back yet.
Not back yet. Maybe one day.
I'm gonna make sure I stop at Staples tomorrow and get you some really nice ones that stand out. So like when you write on them, everyone knows like, wow, this guy really like
he cares about
his he really gives a shit. Like,
yeah. So you can be looking for that in the mail. So now hunting. You said you went out a couple times last year, 15 times roughly. What was a season like? 2023, 2024 season. What was that like for you?
First off, it was nowhere near 15 times.
Okay. All right.
I was talking out of my ass when I said 15. It was probably, I took a hunting trip down to the Eastern Shore.
Yep.
So that was 4 days. I might have had 8 days total.
Okay.
Yeah, probably 8 days, which is like the least I've had since, I don't know, probably since college or not high school, when I was like forced to be in school all the time. Like, because there was a time like when I got done college, I was hunting, no shit, probably like 60 days a year. Like I was hunting a lot.
Yeah.
Nice.
But I had like perfect access. We had a camp. Like,
it
was easy for me to do. I didn't have 3 kids. I didn't have the bird dog. I had a girlfriend, which is now my wife. But like, it's a lot easier to tell your girlfriend who's not watching your 3 kids.
Yes.
But, hey, I'll be in the woods for the next 7 days. Like, see you later. Like,
yeah.
Now it's like I get out to the tree stand and I'm like, fuck, I miss my kids. Like, I wonder what Rory's doing, or I wonder what Maeve's doing. So, now I think we're kind of moving into the stage where like the kids are gonna hit it with me. Like, okay. My son especially. My son's all about it. I've been taking him in the last couple of years. And it's always, it's the best memories I had in the woods. Like, I haven't killed a huge 200-inch deer, but it can't be nearly as good as watching my son walk up on the first deer we killed together.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
That's a heavy moment for me. Not like shooting big deer is cool. I was never like a huge big deer killer. Like, you know, but just like having my kids out there is like completely changed my entire approach to it. Like, I don't have to be a hardcore, public land. I don't take the ATV or use a corn pile. I'm walking 10 miles. Like, I don't have to be that guy anymore. Like, to myself, it's very much so like I would love to sit in front of a feeder and watch my son shoot a doe with a crossbow. Very much the polar opposite of how I was before. I took a lot of pride in like not being a backcountry guy, because we don't really have backcountry here. It's hard, but like not being like public land hunter, right? With all due respect.
Debatable. Here we go.
With all the respect in the world.
Here we go.
As soon as the words came out of my mouth, I'm like, "You're on a backcountry podcast, dickhead."
well,
Let's
talk about that. Controversy. Here we go.
No, I'm kidding.
No, but you know what I mean. Like, not being the hardcore. Like, I don't have to be that hardcore hunter who sleeps in the woods for 7 days straight anymore. I mean, I would still love to do that. Like, I do love doing that, but it doesn't stack up to leaving the tree stand early because my son has to poop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or like he's bored and he wants to get out of the tree. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah. No, I now my daughter's she's going to be 2 this year, but it's like, I'm kind of right there with you, because this year I'll be taking her up to rifle camp with me for the first time ever, because my wife has to work that weekend and I don't want to miss opening weekend of rifle. And my parents are going to be up at camp and my grandfather's going to be up there. It's going to be interesting, but it's also going to be pretty fun. Like, say I do get one, or say my dad gets one, or my grandfather gets one, like, and my daughter's there at the age of 2, like, she gets to actually see the deer and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's going to be cool. And then, like, also at that time, it gets darker out earlier. So, like, we can sit on the porch. My parents have a big porch up at camp, like, run around on the porch, or if it's snowing, like, play in the snow up at camp, or walk in the woods with her. Like, the whole, like, it's stressful to think about. When I first said to my wife, well, I'll just take her up to camp with me. Yeah. But then it's like, in the moment like this, it's like, no, it's going to be a cool experience. No matter if it's rough, no matter what, it's like going to be one of those things for the memory bank. That's going to be like, I'm always going to have that.
Yeah. And you're going to get more, how can I say this? You're going to see and notice things that you wouldn't see and notice before. Like, you're going to be super into flipping rocks over with your little girl and see what kind of bugs are under it, versus like looking for a rub by yourself in the woods. Like, you're like building that human to try and do to try to get her into what you love to do.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's probably safe to say, like, hunting's probably your favorite thing in the world to do. It's mine too. Like, I love roasting coffee, but dude, I'm a deer hunter. Like, I like bow hunting. Like, that's what I want to do. I do this so hopefully one day I can buy a farm in Kansas. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like I want to go buy a huge beach house on the coast and drive a G-Wagon around. Like, I want a paid off truck and deer camp is what I want, so I can invite my friends up to shoot huge deer. Yeah. Like, that's very much what it is. And you're like building this, and you're just taking your kids on that journey. You know what I mean? And you're starting completely over. You know what I mean? Before, you might have been looking to shoot these huge hammer deer, and now I'm just worried about making it through a whole sit with my son. You know what I mean? And like, just seeing a deer, or seeing a squirrel, or seeing anything. You know what I mean? And I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of it. You really will. And it's emotional, dude. If I sit here and think about it, I'll cry about it right here on this podcast. Yeah. If I sit here and think hard enough about it, I'll sit here and cry.
We can give you a couple minutes.
What's that?
We can give you a couple minutes if you want to cry.
Let's take a quick pause.
Yes. No. Okay. So of those 8 sits, you took, how many did you take your son out with you?
Probably 3.
3? Did you see anything on those 3 sits? Or like, was there anything memorable that happened on those 3 sits? You're like, oh, that was pretty funny or cool or that was a great encounter?
As far as like deer go, no. But as far as like other things, like, I mean, I've never seen a kid carry a dart gun, a Nintendo Switch, Happy Meal in his winter clothes into the ground blind. Like
that is like
him and I party, man. Like, and we killed a deer together, and that was really cool. That wasn't this year, it was the year before. And like that was obviously probably my favorite hunting moment ever.
Yeah.
But like just sitting in a ground blind with you, it's funny. You're just sitting in a ground blind and you're not, I mean, we're not being quiet.
Nope.
We're not worried about what we smell like. Like he's getting out and peeing off the platform. Like we're very much like not worried about killing deer. Like I'm thinking about it very much, but he's very much like, would you just play monster trucks? Like I carried these trucks all the way to this tree stand and we're not even going to play with them. Like,
you know what I mean? We're playing, darn it.
It's like a cool little, man, it's just real cool, man. You'll see it when you get it and you do that.
Yeah.
You'll get it. You should do it this year. Put a ground blind up.
Yeah.
Put her in camo, like, and just walk out there and sit in the tree stand with her or sit in the ground blind with her.
Yeah.
Even if it's only going to be for an hour. I think my son's first hunt, we sat for an hour and then we went and got Frosties. Like
that one. Yeah. That would be
can't
actually
go wrong with that.
That would actually be pretty cool to do. I might have to find some permission because I don't think I would really want to take her out for a rifle up north.
Yeah.
I might what I might do is I might see if I can get some permission piece down here near me and do like I have a really nice blind, put the blind out. Yeah. And like maybe take her out for the last hour of an evening hunt before she has to go to bed.
That's exactly what it is. Because the odds are you're not going to kill anything. You're not going to see anything because you guys are going to be loud.
Yep.
My son, I think, is just the funniest kid on the planet. So like him and I just laugh the entire time we're out there. And the hunting part really doesn't matter. It's not about the hunting part. You know what I mean? It's about I guess it's the camaraderie part. It's the making coffee and chocolate milk or hot chocolate on your tailgate.
Yep.
And like showing them like it's okay to be a little uncomfortable. I took my son out. Every time I took him out, I tried to make sure the weather was really nice. I think that's important.
Yep.
And, I fucked that up one time. I took him out, dude, and it was the coldest I've ever been in a tree stand or in a ground blind.
Yeah.
It was fucking freezing. And, like, he felt that. You know what I mean? He got a little piece of that, like, being uncomfortable thing.
Yeah.
And then we sat there all night, and then we saw a huge deer at the end of the night. And we couldn't get a shot at it. It was dark. But it just, like, he got that thing. Like, you've sat in a tree stand for 4, 5, 6 hours and then not seen anything till the last minute. And then you get out of the tree and you're like, dude, this is the fucking greatest hunt in the world.
Yep.
Like, so much fun. But the 8 hours leading up to that moment, you were like, should I just get down? Like, they're probably eating like squirrel pot pie back at camp. Like,
could be having squirrel pot pie. Season's coming up soon.
Slippery pot pie. Like, and that, and then you have that one moment. And I think he got it. He was like, dude, we suffered. And he's 5. Like, he's still a baby. Like, we suffered and we got that little nugget of reward. You know what I mean? And I think that's important for kids too, to see, like, look, it could suck sometimes, but it's going to change just like that. And I think that can go all the way back to your business or your podcast, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get the right person to say something about your coffee, and next thing you know, Rogan's talking about it, and you got a $20,000 shotgun. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just grinding it out and seeing that to the end. And I think that's, I think it's not even just like a hunting lesson; it's like a life lesson for your kids. Yeah, I think a big part of me learning that was freezing my ass off in a tree stand for.
So, I think the title of the podcast would be "Our Grounds Coffee Company and $20,000 Shotguns." It's just that just has to be.
Yeah, but you're going to get people thinking that I have a $20,000 shotgun.
Clickbait.
Yep, work that social media.
Yeah, it's a clickbait.
So what's on the docket for this year? Like, are you planning on doing more than 8 sits? Or like, is 8 a good number for you or what?
I don't know, man. We're going to be pretty busy.
Yeah.
I want to hunt this dog, man.
Yeah.
I got this German short hair, and she pretty much makes our lives tough at home. Like,
Sure.
she's just full of fire.
Yeah.
And I just feel like it's an injustice if I don't get that dog out there hunting.
Yeah.
She literally just hunts all day in my backyard. Like, she's pointing at bees, she's eating flies. Like, she's got that dog in her, and I think she's a really good bird dog. Like, we hunted her a few times. This will only be her first. This will be like her first full season.
Okay.
Took her up. She got trained up real good by a guy, Dusty W. Like, spent some money on getting this dog ready. Like, so I really want to invest that time into hunting with her. And if you've never had a bird dog before, like, there's nothing better than watching your dog do what you tell it to do.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. Like,
oh yeah. I wish my dog listened to me.
Yeah. like the first time you shoot a bird over your dog, it's a less, maybe, I don't know. It's kind of like hunting with your kid. Like, your kid does something in the woods and you're like, huh, that was very woodsmanship. You have some woodsmanship. That was
right.
Impressive. But man, when you see that dog point and you whoa her and she doesn't move, and then that bird kicks up and she just stays there and then picks that bird up and drops it in your hand, and you only got to tell her out once. Like, there's just something about that moment that if you could bottle it up, you'd be a rich man. Like,
oh yeah.
It's a lot of fun. And I think for all the stuff we put up with at the house, like, I need to get some not that I don't enjoy the dog at the house. That sounds really bad, but she just fucking chewed up a brand new patio set that I bought.
Oh God.
Oh no.
And I mean, it's a couple $1,000. Like, it was expensive as shit. And she chewed the arm off of the couch on it. Like, so we're going through it at home a little bit. So it would be really nice to, like, build some real core memories with her. Like,
before I got to send her away. Right?
Before she's got to go stay in your studio up there. Like,
oh, good. I don't think she'd be happy in here.
There's a couch she can chew.
Yeah.
She would not be happy in here.
But so I'll probably try to get out and hunt her a decent amount.
Okay.
And my son is at a point now where I don't have to carry him everywhere.
Yeah.
If that, I mean, you understand, you carry your daughter everywhere.
Yep.
So, like, I'll take him, like, bird hunt, and I think he'll really enjoy seeing the dog work. You know what I mean? I even want to try to get Jess out to see it. Yeah. Because I think she just thinks that she's a psycho. And when she does something at the house that I think is like super radical and crazy, I'm just like, that dog's got that dog in her. That's all that is.
Oh, that dog.
That's that dog. Like, but it would be nice for her to see, like, I don't want to say the pros to the dog.
Right.
Like,
yes.
Like, not just like that she's crazy, she doesn't sit down and she chews all her shit up. Like, it'd be cool. And we're working on that obedience stuff. She's done it too, and she's a German short hair. Everybody that buys a German short hair, everything I saw about buying a German short hair, they were like, these dogs are fucking crazy. Yeah. Like, you don't have a bunch of room to run this dog. This dog will eat you alive. Yes. And I completely get it. Like, I get it now. Yeah. Does not sit down. Only time she stays in one place is when she's, like, on her kennel or on her place board. Like, and it's because I told her to stay there. And if she gets off of it, I'm gonna shock her. Like you're on the fucking board and you're staying on the board. Like, but yeah, man, I'm gonna try to hunt that dog a lot. Okay. I still don't have a bow. I sold my bow last year. I borrowed a bow last season. I'm getting ready to borrow another bow from another guy. Like, okay, yep. That's kind of the cool part about the business too. Like, I meet so many nice people, and then they become my friends. You know what I mean?
So well, we'll talk about that after. But keep going.
That's kind of the cool part.
Just keep
out of the podcast.
No, it's like the camaraderie part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very much like, you know, a customer turns into a friend. Yep. And like a lot of my customers are dudes like me that like to just hunt and fish. So it's an easy friendship to build, you know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, that's just another pro to the business and like being in the, I don't want to say in the industry, because I don't think I'm in the industry, but you know, getting that and building that camaraderie is cool.
For sure. Yeah. I completely agree with the camaraderie thing. Like we saw it at the Mobile Hunter Expo of how like the camaraderie is 100% there. I think the camaraderie doesn't exist in like the outside the industry, like the people on like social media who are like are like we talked about, like you're so headstrong on like one certain brand or something like that. Like you're headstrong on that. Like you don't want to. You're going to bash other brands because you're loyal to one brand and you're only going to back that brand. You know.
Yeah.
And I think you know, everyone has their, obviously we're in America, so everyone has the right to do that. But I think the camaraderie thing needs to still be worked on with everyone in the industry. And I think
100%.
what you're talking about is exactly right. Like building that camaraderie, like we've done it with a bunch of people, like even with you, Ed, like we the camaraderie thing, like we love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this industry is just, I mean, there are people that shit all over each other in this industry.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like, you know,
it's rainbows and sprinkles all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
No.
Yeah. Like you don't have to sit here and tell me that there's, you know, sick of fuck boys that are shitting all over dudes that are buying camo at Walmart. Like I've been both. I try not to be a fuck boy. I just
Anymore.
anymore. Right? But like, I was also the dude that was just buying camo at Walmart not that long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just like I'm just into it. Like, I don't go to the bar and drink, so I might as well spend my money on
something
on clothes that nobody's going to see except for me. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, literally, the most expensive clothes that I own, I go sit in the woods and smell like doe piss.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's such a stupid thing to do, but like
it is.
But yeah,
I should buy Sitka. So stupid. Why are you buying Sitka?
We're gonna get a message from like the owner. It's like, what the hell?
If the owner of
out.
Sitka listens to the podcast, I'd be very happy.
I'd be impressed.
I'd be fired up because I sing their praises and maybe he'll send me shit. Like,
they see that. We're gonna see Ed. Well, we partnered up with Sitka here.
Partnered with Sitka here.
Yep.
That's great.
But yeah, I think the camaraderie part is really, really big in this industry. Because not like you said, not all industries are the same.
No.
Fuck it, I'll say it. I don't give a shit. The coffee industry is fucking terrible for it.
I believe it.
All they do is shit on each other.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Everybody I talk, like, all they do is pick people's processes. But like, go to most people don't fucking hang out on coffee roasting forums like I do. But like, go to a forum, make a post about this coffee you made, and there'll be 200 comments from these fucking tweed wearing dorks with blue hair telling you that your shit's not extracted right and you need to change your grind size, and why would you roast beans that dark? And God, just like the fucking complete 180 difference.
Oh my God.
That industry, this is like, I stick out like a sore thumb in this other industry, in this coffee kind of industry. And I kind of love it. Like, I kind of love being that guy and I'm not like a big anybody in any sort of industry, or I'm certainly not huge in the coffee industry yet, but like, that's kind of why I like those guys from Black Rifle. Like they just like completely go against the grain.
Unless they take your design.
That's hard too. They were nice enough to give it back.
Yeah.
And 6 of them didn't roll up in the middle of the night wearing black and pull me out of bed. So it's fine. Like,
that's true. Yeah.
Like, they could. They're bad motherfuckers. They could. So it's cool that they stayed out there.
Oh goodness.
But,
oh man.
Nah, man, it's a cool little journey.
Cool, man. Well, where can people follow you at and buy some coffee?
Yeah, so AgriOunceCoffeeCo.com is our website. We just set up a TikTok shop. I tried TikTok once. They pulled me off of TikTok for animal cruelty. Because I had deer heads hanging on the wall in one of the videos, and somebody reported cruelty. So like, I don't know how long that'll last. I'd really like TikTok to work because it's super popular and everybody uses it. But on there, Our Grounds Coffee Co. Instagram, Our Grounds Coffee Co. Yeah, man, check us out. Buy some coffee.
Drink some coffee.
Yeah. Drink some coffee.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for listening. Remember to keep hunting,
keep fishing,
enjoy the filming process. See you.